Tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we are tracking multiple fires across the region throughout the afternoon as winds create a challenging condition for firefighters.
And we were tracking lots of smoke on I-182 from another fire in the area. Fires impacting our air quality today, and I'll get into all of that in your first alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Also ahead, Stacy, a popular camping and fishing spot in Benton County is going to be officially closed. Why officials say they have to shut it down and what it means for people who already have reserved spacing.
And verdict guilty. History made as the son of a sitting president is found guilty on felony charges. The details of what comes next for Hunter Biden.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Austin Reed. We are going to start with breaking news first at 5. We have been tracking fires across the region all afternoon, and the latest is impacting drivers in Pasco.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma joins us live at I-182 and Road 68. Monique, what are you seeing right now?
Hi, Austin and Alyssa. Yes, this brush fire is making it difficult for drivers on the highway right here. The smoke is making it so where they can't really see and could potentially cause accidents. So if you could take another route, please take the other route or pay close attention to any detour signs to avoid any accidents. Again, this dry and windy condition is making it hard for firefighters. So the more room they have, the safer it'll be. So if you could take another route, that would be the better option. Now I will keep you guys updated on any information that we get, as right now there is firefighters and police officers out on the scene. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, sending it back to the desk.
All right, Monique, we have been warning you about the fire danger after several days of hot, dry weather, and now the wind is picking up.
And the wind was a big factor in Findlay this afternoon, where this fire sent dark smoke pouring into the same area that has been dealing with the Lineage Logistics warehouse fire for over a month. Benton County Fire District 1 says this fire impacted a building and about 10 vehicles. The fire district says sheriff's deputies did go to several homes near Riverview High School in Findlay, warning people that they might need to evacuate, but that fire was considered contained within just a couple of hours. Now, Benton County Fire District 1 also responded to the area of Ridgeline Drive at Interstate 82 barely 15 minutes after that first call for the structure fire in Findlay. Kennewick Police and Fire Department also assisted in battling the blaze that started on I-82 near milepost 109. Officials say the flames had jumped the freeway and the blaze spread to dry brush behind the Badger Canyon apartments. You can see here, law enforcement closed Ridgeline Drive for a short time this afternoon. The apartment complex was not evacuated, we're told, but residents did tell us the fire alarms went off as that fire was getting closer. Scary stuff, Austin.
It sure is. And the wind fueling those fires across the region.
And Stacy Lee joins us now with our first alert forecast.
That's right, guys. It's been windy. We were seeing all of that smoke, and that's why we say be fire wise. It's been dry for several days, the hot air, and then add the wind into the mix, and that's what you get. 87 degrees right now. Winds are sustained at 26. In fact, Tri-Cities has had the gustiest winds in the region, even more so than Ellensburg today. I was tracking winds gusting up to 45 and 46 miles an hour just a little while ago. Now, the fires have been impacting our air quality. We're in the moderate zone, so it's not in the unhealthy area, but definitely if you're sensitive to smoke, maybe your eyes are stinging or you have lung conditions, you probably want to try to stay indoors until that air quality does improve. Check out the wind speeds all through the area. Now, these are just the sustained wind speeds. The gusts are much higher than that all through the region. The good news is those winds will start to decrease tonight. Our wind advisory in place until 11 o'clock this evening in all the areas in blue, although the Tri-Cities probably should have been included in that. 50 degrees tonight, winds diminishing, and we'll see them coming from the west at 10 to 20. Cooler on Wednesday, then we slightly warm up on Thursday just to cool back down for Father's Day weekend. I'll give you all the details coming up in my first alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
All right, Stacy, we'll see you then. We are learning more tonight about a shooting outside the Seasons Performance Hall. This happened on Friday night. It left one man dead.
Now, police say the artists performing inside were known gang affiliates who posted about their affiliation on social media. The concert, we're told, was over, but people were still hanging around outside when police say someone opened fire from inside a vehicle. Armed attendees fired back. Now, during all of this, police say the victim a 38-year-old man was fatally shot just passing by. They say he wasn't a concert goer, had no gang affiliation. About 40 minutes to an hour later, police say a man with gang affiliation showed up at Astoria Toppenish Hospital with a gunshot wound.
Just the time and circumstances made us believe that he potentially was involved, but we haven't been able to determine whether or not he was or not.
Now, 3 people were detained at the scene. Police say 1 was arrested on a concealed pistol license violation, and police say officers were aware of the event, but they were on minimum staffing that night and didn't have any extra officers to put on patrolling that area. Authorities have released the name of a Toppenish man who died in a motorcycle crash last night. That happened just after 8 p.m. in the eastbound lanes of I-82 just outside of Prosser. Authorities say 20-year-old Wyatt Collins was going east on his motorcycle when he tried to pass 2 semi-trucks in front of him. He was thrown from the motorcycle when he crashed into the first semi, then hit the second one. The Washington State Patrol says unsafe passing is behind the cause of the crash.
And another Toppenish man died this morning in a crash near Zilla. It happened in the eastbound lanes of I-82 just after 7:30. Authorities say Jorge Ochoa had stopped his vehicle on the right shoulder when a car being driven by a Kennewick man changed lanes and slammed into the man's vehicle. He died at the scene. Charges against the Kennewick driver are pending.
Well, in the United States this year alone, there have been at least 86 unintentional shootings by children, resulting in more than 30 deaths. That's according to the Everytown for Gun Safety organization.
The organization tonight says many of these deaths could have been prevented just by having a conversation with your child. This isn't about gun ownership rights. It's about gun ownership responsibility and making sure that your firearm is properly stored out of reach of children. Officials say it's also about talking to the parents of your children's friends.
Say, hey, how do you store your firearms? Or do you have an unsecured firearm in your home? Or do you keep your guns locked up in your home? And just have it in the flow of your conversation that you would normally have with families.
Officials say remember 3 simple things. Keep guns unloaded, locked, and stored separately from ammunition. A historic moment in Delaware today. The president's son, Hunter Biden, convicted by a jury on 3 felony gun charges.
It's the first time the son of a sitting president has faced a criminal trial accused of buying a gun while allegedly addicted to drugs. Rena Roy talks with some of the jurors about how they came to their unanimous decision.
The president's son walking out of court in Wilmington, Delaware, hand in hand with the first lady as well as his wife, just moments after being convicted. Jurors finding Hunter Biden guilty on all 3 felony gun charges against him.
No one in this country is above the law. Everyone must be accountable for their actions.
Prosecutors ultimately convincing jurors as they laid out their case, arguing Hunter knowingly lied on this federal form while buying a revolver in October of 2018. The form asking whether he was an unlawful user of or addicted to drugs.
This case was about the illegal choices defendant made while in the throes of addiction, his choice to lie on a government form when he bought a gun, and the choice to then possess that gun.
Hunter Biden appearing expressionless when the verdict was read, then hugging members of his legal team. Shortly after releasing a statement saying in part, I am more grateful today for the love and support I experienced this last week from Melissa, my family, my friends, and my community than I am disappointed by the outcome. His defense team arguing there was no actual witness to Hunter using drugs around the time when he purchased that gun. The jury hearing from more than a dozen witnesses over the course of a week, including his ex-wife, ex-girlfriends, and the owner of the gun shop. The jury made up of 6 men and 6 women, spending just 3 hours over 2 days to come to their decision. Some telling ABC News text messages days before the purchase were the key. One man who asked to not be named saying politics never came into play in the jury room.
My mind just wasn't focused on that his father was the president of the United States. That didn't affect me or sway me one bit.
The judge says a sentencing date will be scheduled in the next 120 days. He could face up to 25 years in prison, but legal experts say time behind bars is unlikely given he's a first-time and non-violent offender. His father, President Biden, releasing a statement saying in part, I will accept the outcome of this case and continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal.
The president also says he will not commute or pardon his son's sentence. He changed his schedule and will be here in Wilmington tonight. Rena Roy, ABC News, Wilmington, Delaware.
Now, Hunter Biden still has another case coming up. He faces tax-related felony charges in Los Angeles, accused of not paying $1.4 million in taxes over the course of 5 years. That trial is scheduled to begin September 5th.
It's the most significant gun legislation in nearly 30 years. We passed it only because you went out and worked like hell to get it done.
And just hours after his son's verdict on gun charges was read, President Biden addressed a gun violence prevention conference in Washington, D.C. today. In a statement, the president said he loved his son and was proud of him, while making it clear he respected the judicial process. The president talked about the anniversary of the signing of the Safer Communities Act, which enhanced background checks and boosted funding for mental health programs. Polling shows that nearly half of registered voters, 48%, say gun policy will be extremely important to their presidential vote in November.
We are seeing very windy conditions all across the Tri-Cities and to Yakima. Stacy has been warning us about this all week, and that is fueling so many fires. It's impacting our air quality. She's got more details in her first alert forecast.
And summer weather frequently means camping trips, but one local site not going to be available this year. We'll explain why next on Apple Valley News Now.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything. From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $1,950 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Fred's helps you say goodbye to laundry woes with this Whirlpool top-load laundry set.
With a removable agitator, choose how you wash your clothes by easily swapping the agitator post in or out.
Save $400 on this highly rated top-load laundry set at Fred's Appliance.
Why stand around a box store looking for help? When you're in the market for a laundry set, you want selection and service.
Fred's experts are here to help. When Fred's advertises it, we've got it. Get your new appliance today.
From real quality that starts in our factory to real performance in your backyard, Steel tools are as tough and dependable as the people who use them. This Father's Day, give him the gift that's built for Dad. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real Steel.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Fly the Northwest over North Idaho's Lake Pend Oreille tonight at 6.
Welcome back. With summer right around the corner, one outdoor Tri-Cities facility is now closed.
Yeah, today, Benton County Commissioner Jerome Delvin says they passed the resolution to authorize staff to shut down the Horn Rapids Campground facility for campers. He said if you had planned ahead and reserved a spot for the season, you'll still have your reservation, but they won't be accepting any new ones. They say the reason for this closure was short staffing and vandalism being done to the property. They're also trying to figure out a new payment method. The commissioner says this closure allows them to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to keep the park open more effectively.
Automated pay system so people could just show up, and pay like some of the state parks and the federal parks have. Some kind of a payment system right now. People have to write checks or cash, and that just puts, a burden on the employees trying to account for all of that.
He says they're aiming to reopen the campground up by next spring or summer, but for now, you can still go out there during daytime hours.
The Three Rivers Convention Center is preparing for an expansion thanks to a private and public partnership. And new tonight, we have flyby renderings of the massive overhaul. Last week, the Kennewick City Council unanimously accepted the resolution to proceed with the Three Rivers Convention Center expansion project. Here's those renderings. This will be completed with a public-private partnership between the City of Kennewick, the Public Facility District, and A1 Pearl Development Group. Construction is set to begin at the end of December 2024, marking 12 years since the proposition was initially conceptualized.
So right now what we're doing is going through and working through the process to get to a guaranteed maximum price. So we're doing all of our design work, we have a contractor on board, and we have 3 different groups right now validating to get us to a budget number. So we are trying to become, the entertainment district. We've got this core of all these buildings, and we're looking, as our architect says, to create sticky architecture.
The addition to the convention center will add 60,000 square feet of exhibit space to the facility, as well as 70,000 square feet of additional meeting rooms, lobby, and support space. Coming up new at 6 tonight, we will look into the plan to also build 3 brand new high-rise buildings. Other news into a follow-up on a story you first saw right here on Apple Valley News Now. A GoFundMe has been set up for the man who died while on the job at a fertilizer plant in Franklin County. 56-year-old Victor Voloshin died while working at Two Rivers Terminal LLC. Authorities say that he had last been seen clearing and cleaning a tanker truck. About 45 minutes later, they say other workers found him inside the tanker. His death remains under investigation. He is a father of 12 and a grandfather of 16. He had been married to his wife for 34 years. So far, the GoFundMe has raised over $20,000.
Let's talk about some business headlines this evening. Starbucks is the latest chain to offer discounts for cash-strapped customers. The coffee company is rolling out what it calls a pairings menu. For $5, customers can get a tall, iced, or hot coffee or tea paired with a croissant. For $1 more, you can swap out the croissant for a breakfast sandwich. The price might change for customizations, though. And more than 200,000 Chrysler vehicles are being recalled because of a possible software malfunction. The recall includes year 2022 Dodge Durango SUVs and Dodge Ram 2500 and 3500 trucks. Officials say a malfunction with the vehicle's anti-lock braking system control module could increase your risk of a crash. Dealers will update that software free of charge.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And the big story, of course, today has been the wind. It has been windy all day, and we continue to see those strong gusty winds. On top of that, blowing dust and, of course, fires that have started and spread with smoke through the area. So that's the big story tonight. Here's your sustained wind speeds, gusting even higher. 43-mile-an-hour gusts in the last hour in the Tri-Cities, 41-mile-an-hour gusts in Ellensburg, and down in the Columbia River Gorge are other windy areas. So wind advisory will expire tonight at 11 o'clock for those areas. All right, so because of our low pressure, that little cold front, little disturbance we'll call it, moving north, that's what's bringing those strong gusty winds. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler behind that system. It'll be past us with a ridge of high pressure starting to move in. That will warm us back up again, and winds will decrease at least on Wednesday. We are going to see a weather pattern increasing our winds for the next several days, but not to today's level, just breezy. And here's what our futurecast is looking like. We're going to stay pretty breezy, strong gusty winds through early evening. As we get to about 11 o'clock, Tri-Cities anyway, will start to calm down. We're still going to see those gusty winds in those mountain gaps like in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley areas. Starting our day tomorrow with much lighter winds. However, we'll see those winds pick up once again in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley, looking much calmer in the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities. Very dry conditions outside. Any fires that start can rapidly spread, as we saw today with the multiple fires through our area. Thursday, look for those breezy to gusty winds through the Columbia River Gorge, light breezes in the Columbia Basin. 87 degrees on our Legends Casino Skycam. We can see the whitecaps out on the Columbia River tonight. Winds sustained at 26. Humidity very low, 16%. Also a factor aiding into heightened fire activity through the area. Temperatures right now around the region. Look at the difference. 87 right now, Tri-Cities. 78 in Yakima, and that is that disturbance coming through. We see 60s in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, much warmer as you head east. Here's the trend as we dip down a little bit tomorrow, but go back up on Thursday, dipping down into the 70s below our average into Father's Day weekend. Same pattern here in the Columbia Basin with our temperatures topping out in the mid 70s over the weekend. So a couple more warm days tomorrow, the cool down, and much cooler as we head into Father's Day weekend. Let's take a look at our temps tonight. Again, a lot of us in the 40s. Look at these temperatures in Ellensburg tonight, 43. Some of those upper areas in the mountains could see temperatures down to the freezing level. We're going to stay above that here in the Columbia Basin. For tomorrow, sunny, not as hot, lighter winds. Should be a pretty nice day all around the region. Let's take a look at this. I just want to remind you, we're not even to summer yet. It's been feeling like a really light summer, but summer is officially just 9 days away. Thursday, June 20th. At 1:15. All right, here's your 7-day planning forecast. Breezy winds, we'll keep that on there, especially Yakima and Ellensburg. That area is going to see most of the windy conditions. However, we all do know the Columbia Basin and down the Columbia River Gorge also gets very windy. Father's Day looking beautiful in the Tri-Cities. Walla Walla got a cooler day tomorrow with those breezy winds and overall pretty mild weather heading into the weekend. Look for those breezy winds once again in Hermiston with temperatures dropping into the 70s and a bigger cool down as we get to Tuesday. But Father's Day weekend looking pretty pleasant. Probably a good weekend for a barbecue with Dad. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're talking about why you might see a splash of purple in Cougar Country this week. That's next.
The local fight over wind turbines. Apple Valley News Now Wednesday following the NBA Finals.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Dishwasher on the fritz, laundry giving you fits, a water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
Save for Father's Day and more with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including $50 off a Lifetime Tamarack Angler 10-foot kayak. Save more now, only at Bi-Mart.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Walla Walla Regional Airport, the gateway to your next vacation. As spring and summer travels approach, plan your flights through Walla Walla Airport. We offer free parking, and we have 2 Alaska flights to Seattle daily, making your travel easy and convenient. Take the time off, explore the world, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Walla Walla Airport, your connection to your next vacation. Book today. AlaskaAir.com. Your destination awaits.
Legends Casino Hotel is bearing it all. No, not that kind of bear. The winning gone wild kind every Thursday with over $77,000 in Forest Frenzy cash given away in June. Plus a badass 2024 Ford Bronco 4x4 on June 27th. Just use your Legends Rewards card to pile up entries for your share of $77 grand or even a brand new Bronco. Remember, it's not bears gone wild, but winning gone wild at Legends Casino Hotel all summer long.
We appreciate you staying with us. Hey, the University of Washington's week-long faculty field tour kicked off this week.
All right, the bus tour is meant for faculty members new to Washington to learn about the communities in our state that students come from and learn from university leaders and their colleagues in other disciplines. So the tour goes all around, covering around 1,000 miles across Washington.
Our relationship with the state is really reciprocal. We learn from the state, we teach, and we have impact in the state of Washington, and so it's really a wonderful opportunity for us to get to know the place that we care about and that we teach about.
And so I think understanding where people come from, understanding their lived experiences, understanding their values and what they need to make a living is really critical.
Now, the bus tour stopped in Toppenish today to visit the Yakima Valley Farm Workers Clinic and Heritage University. They'll be spending the night in Richland and then travel on to Spokane, the Colville Reservation, and the North Cascades during the rest of their week-long tour.
Very cool. Yeah. Looks like a lot of fun, I gotta say. Stacy has a final look at your forecast next.
Fly the Northwest over North Idaho's Lake Pend Oreille tonight at 6.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale. Thank you for voting us Yakima's first choice for personal injury, civil law, and best overall law firm.
We are honored and grateful to be part of this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Downtown Summer Nights 2024, presented by Yakima Federal Savings and Loans. Mark your calendar for the last 3 Thursdays of June, July, and August. Join us at our new location, 15 West Yakima Avenue. It's time to make this summer the best one yet. Live music, local artists, and delicious food await. Bring the whole family for a night of fun and festivities, and for our guests over 21, don't miss out on our exclusive beer garden. Enjoy the best cocktails, wine, beer, and cider the Valley has to offer. For more details, visit downtownyakima.com.
Enjoy bowling here at Triple Play, where fun is always in season. French fries are fun, which is always in season here at Triple Play. Speaking of fun, did you know it's always in season at Triple Play?
Dude, what's with dropping the tagline?
The marketing ladies wanted me to push it.
What did they offer you?
5 pizzas.
Gonna share, right?
Of course.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Oh, thanks.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower update.
More and much larger wind turbines could be coming.
As big as a Space Needle, we're going to see them from miles away.
But one local group says not here.
This just is not the right place.
The battle over wind power. Apple Valley News Now, Wednesday following the NBA Finals.
Next ET, we're with Rihanna taking her beauty game next level.
Everything's to come.
Plus, Austin Butler, future pirate.
Would you be down for that?
I loved Pirates of the Caribbean. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. We're talking changes in the forecast, but first we got to take a look at that picture.
We always need to see the weather photo, and this one is a beauty. Look at that. Recent over the Yakima River, East Richland from Bernie. Thanks for sharing, Bernie. The quickest and easiest way to get your weather photo on TV is that QR code on the right side of your screen. Go up with your smartphone, turn the camera on, take a picture of that. It takes you to the landing page, or simply go to applevalleynewsnow.com and click on weather, and that'll take you to the place. But thanks, Bernie. What a beautiful picture of that. I like the river there. All right, let's talk about tomorrow. Now, the good news is winds will start to decrease later tonight, and then we'll have a calmer day, but we're going to see a cooler day tomorrow, maybe a little more comfortable. It's been pretty warm the last couple of days. Lots of sunshine, so overall tomorrow looks pretty good, even with that temperature drop. Let's take a look at the 7-day planning forecast for Walla Walla and Hermiston. As you can see, we have a bigger drop in temperature, and breezy winds will be, well, through the area for the next few days. Here's what it looks like in Tri-Cities and Yakima. Father's Day weekend, though, is looking absolutely great for all the dads out there.
Looks great. So just don't set anything on fire in the meantime.
Please.
Take note.
All right. Thanks, Stacey. Thank you for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir's next.
Yeah, we'll be back at 6. Hoping your news is good news.
Have a good night.
Welcome to Good Shepherd Healthcare System, where every door can lead to hope and healing, better health, positive outcomes, and a brighter future for your family. We believe in personalized care, whether you're here for a routine checkup, a complicated surgery, or to visit a loved one. Step through our doors and experience the personalized, compassionate care that we're known for. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Michael Jordan is the player we've been waiting for. I'm gonna build a shoe line around just him. He doesn't even want to meet. And if we're gonna make it, we gotta take risks. You have our attention.
Air, a broadcast television premiere tonight on ABC.
Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on the air. Hunter Biden guilty on all charges. Tonight, 2 jurors now speaking to ABC News. What they reveal inside the jury room. Jurors split right down the middle at first. Also, the stunning images coming in, the rush hour bus hijacking, and the secret recordings of Supreme Court justices tonight. The audio and what it reveals. First tonight, the historic verdict. Hunter Biden guilty on all 3 counts for illegally purchasing and possessing a gun while using drugs. Inside the courtroom the moment the verdict was read. And tonight we take you inside the jury room. We'll hear from 2 jurors revealing that jury was split down the middle 6-6 at first on whether to convict, deliberating for just 3 hours. President Biden on his son tonight, what the president is saying. Terry Moran standing by at the courthouse. Dan Abrams here on what Hunter Biden could now face at sentencing. Tonight, from New York City to Philadelphia to Los Angeles, 8 migrants who crossed into the U.S. illegally, detained with suspected ties to ISIS. What we're learning. That dramatic scene, the rush hour chase through Atlanta, crossing through 2 counties. Police chasing a hijacked bus. The secret recordings of Supreme Court justices, Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts, as well as the recording of Justice Alito's wife. What the audio reveals tonight, and the woman who recorded the conversations now defending herself. The storms, the flash flood threat, up to 20 inches of rain in Florida, and this record heat spreading across the country now, moving into the east. Possible records up and down the East Coast, 90s in the Northeast. There is news tonight on Oprah, hospitalized for a time, what was behind it, and how she's doing now. And the iconic 1983 movie, The Outsiders, Matt Dillon, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, from the big screen to Broadway now. Tonight, our team takes you behind the scenes.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight with the historic verdict. For the first time, the child of a sitting president has been convicted of a felony. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony counts for lying at a federal forum about his drug use when he bought a gun in 2018. Hunter Biden had that gun for 11 days. His candor about his battle with addiction used against him in court. After the verdict today, Hunter Biden seen leaving the courthouse holding his wife's hand and holding the First Lady's hand as well. Jill Biden was there every day but one as her son was on trial. Tonight here, we take you inside the jury room, 2 jurors, and what they reveal to ABC News, that the jury at first was split right down the middle, 6-6, on whether to convict. So what changed overnight, deliberating 2 hours this morning and then convicting on all counts? Tonight, President Biden issuing a statement saying, "I am the president, but I am also a dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today." Adding that so many families who have had loved ones battle addiction understand the feeling of pride seeing someone you love come out the other side. Late today, you see right there, the president greeted in Delaware by Hunter, his wife, and the president's grandson, Beau. So tonight here, what does Hunter Biden now face at sentencing? Dan Abrams is standing by. And ABC's Terry Moran interviewing those 2 jurors and what they've revealed. Terry is at the courthouse in Delaware.
After 3 hours of deliberations, the jury in Hunter Biden's federal criminal trial reached a verdict. The defendant raced back to the courthouse to hear guilty on all 3 felony counts for lying about his drug use on a gun application in 2018 and for possessing a gun while abusing drugs, the first ever criminal convictions for the child of a sitting U.S. president. At first, Hunter Biden appeared stunned when he heard the word guilty. Then he nodded, patted his lawyer on the back, and hugged his legal team and his wife. Moments later, Hunter walked out of the courthouse, hand in hand with his wife Melissa on one side and his mother, the First Lady, on the other, determined to show her support. The First Lady was in that courtroom nearly every day of the trial, missing just one day for the D-Day ceremonies in Normandy before flying right back to Delaware. Minutes after court adjourned, a statement from President Biden acknowledging the verdict. "I am the president, but I am also a dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today. So many families who have had loved ones battle addiction understand the feeling of pride seeing someone you love come out the other side and be so strong and resilient in recovery. And I will always be there for Hunter and the rest of our family with our love and support. Nothing will ever change that." Moments after the verdict, I met with juror number 10 in the garage. He revealed a remarkable scene inside the jury room when they started deliberating. A jury split right down the middle, 6 and 6.
Believe it or not, it was a split vote.
6-6.
6-6.
That was the first vote.
That was the first vote.
But all that changed when they talked it over. Juror 10 says Hunter Biden knew he was an addict when he filled out that background check. Some of the critical evidence for him, Hunter's own text message sent the day after he bought that gun, saying he was waiting for a dealer named Mookie.
If you're an addict, you're an addict.
Right.
This is something that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
So you didn't buy the notion that for those few days around the purchase of the gun, he wasn't abusing drugs?
No, not at all.
Juror number 8, Elijah Lewis Guy, agrees.
For you as juror, what was the most important evidence for you?
The important evidence was the form, what he put down in the form at that moment, and knowing his history, that he was a user addict.
And as for the historic nature of this trial?
You do know that you convicted the president's son. How do you feel about that?
I don't care. I shouldn't say that. It's unfortunate that he's convicted, but him being the son is not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he did a bad thing, and actions have consequences.
Today, the special counsel who led the investigation into Hunter Biden, the U.S. attorney appointed by former President Trump and kept on the case by the Biden administration, said even Hunter Biden isn't above the law.
This case was about the illegal choices defendant made while in the throes of addiction, his choice to lie on a government form when he bought a gun, and the choice to then possess that gun.
President Biden also said today he will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal, echoing what he told David last week in Normandy.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Tonight, the president arriving back in Delaware, greeted by Hunter and his wife and their son, Beau. For Hunter Biden, it was a long day of reckoning. He faces a maximum of 25 years in prison, though experts say he's unlikely to receive anything like that. And it was also, for a man who says he has finally made it out from the darkness of his addictions, a day of gratitude. I am more grateful today for the love and support I experienced this last week from Melissa, my family, my friends, and my community than I am disappointed by the outcome. Recovery is possible by the grace of God, and I am blessed to experience that gift one day at a time.
So let's bring in Terry Moran at the courthouse again tonight. Terry, I wanted to go back to your interviews with those jurors. It was really quite revealing today. When they started deliberations, they indicated to you that the jury was split right down the middle on whether to convict. Then returning this morning, deliberating for 2 hours or so, and coming to a unanimous decision to convict on all charges. So what changed?
But David, on that first 6-6 vote, we're told that some of the jurors just wanted to make sure they took a good, hard look at the evidence and the law. And the final issue, it turned out, was the one the defense raised. Did Hunter Biden knowingly lie on that federal form when he bought that gun? The jurors took a look at that and the evidence, and they decided he did. David?
Terry Moran interviewing those two jurors tonight. Terry, thank you. Let's get right to our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And of course, Dan, everyone wants to know what Hunter Biden potentially faces here. And then what's the most likely scenario?
Facing up to 25 years, but more likely would be no time at all. And it's going to be interesting to see whether the special counsel even asks for any prison time. When you listen to his press conference today and you read between the lines, it sounded like he may not even ask for prison time. That'll be a critical question, is what does he decide to request from the judge?
You said something earlier while we were on the air for the verdict that was intriguing. You said you look back at cases, very rare that there would be felony charges when the gun itself isn't used in connection with another crime.
Right. I haven't been able to find another federal case where there was only one gun, the gun wasn't used in connection with another crime, there were no other crimes committed, and the person had no criminal record. But that doesn't mean, as a technical matter, that he's not guilty.
And the scrutiny that comes when you're the son of a president.
Absolutely.
Dan Abrams with us tonight. Dan, thank you. President Biden, as I mentioned off the top tonight, with his son Hunter in Delaware. Let's bring in Rachel Scott live at the White House. Rachel, as we were on for the verdict, President Biden's statement first crossed. You were reading it on the air, making it very clear how the president plans to handle this deeply personal moment for the Biden family.
Yes, David, and the president is acknowledging tonight that his son Hunter Biden has battled addiction and has made it out on the other side, noting in his statement that it's something that many American families go through. The president has really tried to keep his distance from this case, but tonight he does say that he loves and supports his son Hunter, and also that he does ultimately respect the outcome of this verdict. It's a sharp contrast to his rival, former President Donald Trump, who continues to insist that the justice system is being weaponized against him, and it's a sign perhaps of what's still to come in this campaign. Donald Trump has yet to comment on the guilty verdict of Hunter Biden. David.
Rachel Scott at the White House. Rachel, thank you. In the meantime, to the other news tonight, and we have learned that 8 migrants who entered the U.S. illegally across the Mexico border have now been detained tonight, suspected of having ties to ISIS. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, 8 migrants from Central Asia who entered the United States illegally through the southern border are in federal custody over suspected ties to the terror group ISIS. The individuals from the former Soviet Republic of Tajikistan came to the U.S. since the end of last year. They were vetted at the time. Law enforcement sources told ABC News authorities then uncovered information raising suspicions about possible affiliations with ISIS. At least some of the individuals were monitored, and eventually all were detained in New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. The FBI has specifically warned Islamist radicals might try to access the United States from the Mexican border.
There is a particular network where some of the overseas facilitators of the smuggling network have ISIS ties that we're very concerned about.
Earlier this year, Russia arrested migrants from Tajikistan in connection with an attack on a concert hall outside Moscow that killed scores of people. While there's not enough information to charge these 8 Tajik migrants, David, we're told they're now likely to be deported. David?
Aaron Katursky with us tonight. Aaron, thank you. We turn next here this evening to the secret recordings of Supreme Court justices, Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts, as well as the recording of Justice Alito's wife and the woman who recorded them now defending herself tonight. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the new secret undercover audio revealing comments from 2 Supreme Court justices. Liberal filmmaker Lauren Windsor allegedly taping conversations with Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts while posing as a Christian conservative at a gala earlier this month in an apparent effort to engage them in a culture wars debate. ABC News has not authenticated the audio, and it appears the clips posted by Windsor on social media have been edited. In one recording, Windsor poses a leading question to Alito, a staunch conservative and a devout Catholic, about the political divide in this country.
I don't know that we can negotiate with the left in the way that needs to happen for the polarization to end. I think that it's a matter of winning.
I think you're probably right. I think one side or the other is going to win. I don't know. I mean, there can be a way of living together peacefully, but it's difficult, because there are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised.
Windsor continues to press Alito.
I think that the solution like winning the moral argument. Like, people in this country who believe in God have got to keep fighting for that, to return our country to a place of godliness.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you.
At the same dinner, Windsor approaches Chief Justice Roberts, who's known as a moderate conservative, suggesting to him that America is a Christian nation. Roberts allegedly pushing back.
Yeah, I don't know that we live in a Christian nation. I know a lot of Jewish and Muslim friends who would say maybe not. And it's not our job to do that. It's our job to decide the cases as best we can.
But the recordings also shine a spotlight on the wife of Samuel Alito, recently embroiled in controversy after photos of two flags carried by some Trump supporters who stormed the Capitol on January 6th, flown at their homes, were published by the New York Times. Martha Ann Alito allegedly complaining about having to look at pride flags.
You know what I want? I want a Sacred Heart of Jesus flag because I have to look across the lagoon at the pride flag for the next month.
We spoke to the woman behind the recordings about her tactics, which some have characterized as misleading. She says she understands the criticism she's facing, but asks how else the public can get answers from the justices.
I really felt that it was the only way I was going to be able to get any information. The Supreme Court is shrouded in secrecy.
We reached out to the justices for comment, and they've yet to respond. And David, as you know, so many major Supreme Court rulings expected in the coming days, including some involving gun control, abortion, and whether former President Trump has immunity from prosecution. David?
Pierre Thomas at the Supreme Court tonight. Thank you, Pierre. Next tonight to the storms and the flash flood threat in Florida and the record heat across multiple states tonight. This is all spreading to the east. Possible records up and down the East Coast by late week, 90s in the Northeast. And look at the images tonight. Up to 20 inches of rain in parts of South Florida expected. Holiday Florida already underwater. And remarkable images from Miami. Traffic on a flooded Biscayne Boulevard there. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z tracking it all. She's with us again tonight. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, David, up to 4 inches in Miami-Dade County already, up to 5 inches around Fort Myers. And it's that Southwest Florida that we're watching critically for the next 72 hours, but really anywhere south of Orlando because we have that flood watch in place and easily more than a half foot, some places more than a foot coming by the time we reach Friday. Let's talk about that heat, though, because we are going to see it building toward the end of the week here in the Northeast. We could get close to our first 90 in New York City, but Roanoke, Raleigh, Atlanta all could see records by Friday. And then next week, even hotter, David.
Ginger Z, we'll see you on GMA in the morning. Thank you, Ginger. When we come back, news tonight on Oprah, hospitalized for a time, how she's doing tonight, and the images coming in, the rush hour chase, the bus that was hijacked in a moment.
If advanced lung cancer has you searching for possibilities, discover a different first treatment. Immunotherapies work with your immune system to attack cancer, but Opdivo plus Yervoy is the first combination of 2 immunotherapies for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Opdivo plus Yervoy is not chemotherapy. It works differently. It helps your immune system fight cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or receive chest radiation. Your search for 2 immunotherapies starts here. Ask your doctor about Opdivo plus Yervoy, a chance to live longer.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Because there's a right way to... Stop! And the speed limit definitely isn't...
700 million miles per hour.
So why would you pay a rate based on...
A terrible boss with a terrible haircut!
Save with... Ooh. Save with DriveWise and get a rate based on you. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Work. Play. Blink. Relief. Work. Play. Blink. Relief.
The only 3-in-1 extended relief formula for dry eyes.
Blink.
CIDP disrupts.
CIDP derails.
Let's be honest. CIDP sucks.
But living with CIDP
doesn't have to.
When you sign up at shiningthroughcidp.com, you'll find inspiration and real patient stories.
helpful tips, reliable information, and more.
CIDP can be tough,
but finding hope
just got a little easier.
Sign up at shiningthroughcidp.com.
Be heard, be hopeful, be you.
Tonight in Atlanta, the rush hour chase, the bus hijacked and it's turned deadly. At least one man is dead, found on the bus. Another is in custody. After this wild chase through the Atlanta area, police in pursuit of the hijacked Gwinnett County Transit bus. It was late this afternoon. A SWAT team finally stopping the bus, arresting one man. That other man on the bus found shot and critically wounded. He did later die. Several other passengers were not hurt. Tonight, news on Oprah Winfrey, hospitalized for a time after a bad case of a stomach bug. Her longtime friend Gayle King saying Oprah had to cancel appearing on CBS after she was hospitalized for a time. A spokesperson tonight for Oprah saying she's recovering following a stomach virus, resting and feeling better every day. Good to hear. When we come back here tonight, we do have news on gas prices tonight and the iconic 1983 movie moving from the big screen to Broadway. Tonight, we take you behind the scenes here.
Struggling with bowel leakage? It's more common than you think. My bowel incontinence left me feeling embarrassed and isolated for years. But that all changed when a physician specialist told me about Axonics therapy. It's given me real, long-lasting relief from my symptoms. Visit findrealrelief.com to get help arranging an appointment with an expert physician that can determine if Axonics therapy is right for you. Results and experiences may vary. Get back to doing the things you love.
The road to opportunity is often the road overlooked. At Enterprise Mobility, we guide companies to unique solutions from our team of mobility experts. Because we believe the more ways we all have to move forward, the further we'll all go.
If you're looking for a Medicare supplement insurance plan that's smart now
I'm 65.
and really smart later,
I'm 70-ish.
consider an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan from United Healthcare. With this type of plan, you'll know upfront about how much your care costs, which makes planning your financial future easier. So call United Healthcare today to learn more about the only plans of their kind with the AARP name, and set yourself and your future self up with an AARP Medicare supplement plan from United Healthcare.
Dad is a legend, and his legendary moves might be passed down to you. Ancestry DNA can show you which traits were inherited, where they came from, and who he shares them with. But get moving. This sale is only for a limited time.
Before my doctor and I chose Breztri for my COPD, I had bad days. Flare-ups that could permanently damage my lungs. With Breztri, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing. Starting within 5 minutes, I noticed my lung function improved. It helped improve my symptoms. And Breztri was even proven to reduce flare-ups, including those that could send me to the hospital. So now, I look forward to more good days.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
This outdated DMV has 2 forms of my ID.
Think of all the places that can expose your info. LifeLock monitors millions of data points for identity theft. If there's a problem, we fix it. Guaranteed.
To the index, and tonight's a much welcome relief at the gas pump. The national average, according to AAA tonight, $3.44 for a gallon of regular. That's down from $3.52 just last week. Tonight news, a local breakfast club has won a massive Powerball jackpot. 3 players from Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, who call themselves the Breakfast Club, won more than $842 million. It was the New Year's Day drawing. The details just revealed. They plan to share their wealth with family and charities and a lot more breakfast, I'm guessing. When we come back here tonight, it's the brand new show on Broadway, The Outsiders. From the iconic 1983 movie to Broadway now, and tonight we take you behind the scenes.
Nothing dims my light like a migraine. With Nurtec ODT, I found relief.
The only migraine medication that helps treat and prevent all in one.
To those with migraine, I see you.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura and the preventive treatment of episodic migraine in adults. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
It's time we all shine. Talk to a healthcare provider about Nurtec ODT from Pfizer.
And Doug.
Limu, someone needs to customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Let's fly.
Chief. Doug.
I thought you were right behind me. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better, even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love you.
Dogs go bonkers for bacon.
Vote for your chance to win free bacon.
Attention talcum powder users. Have you had ovarian or gynecological cancer? A proposed $8 billion plan will pay those who believe they got sick from using talc products like Johnson's Baby Powder and Shower to Shower. Johnson & Johnson maintains that its products are safe and do not cause cancer or other illnesses. You have until July 26, 2024 to vote to accept or reject the plan. For more information, visit officialtalcclaims.com or call 888-431-4056.
Shop Etsy until June 16th and get up to 30% off Father's Day gifts that go beyond the classic go-to. Save on personalized gear and other things dads dig. When you want a one-of-a-kind gift to show him he's number one, Etsy has it.
You are bountiful. Your bones can support 2 times your weight. It's in your nature to stand strong. Your cells renew every 27 days. It's in your nature to glow. Your digestion can improve by laughing with friends. It's in your nature to thrive. Your body is brilliant. From your head to your heels, we're just here to supplement you. Nature's bounty. It's in your nature.
Coming up at 6, the Three Rivers Convention Center is growing. Just how big will things get? And a local campground closes due to vandalism. Plus, Stacy will tell us when that wind will go away. We'll see you at 6.
Finally tonight, here the iconic 1983 movie The Outsiders and its message, now being celebrated on Broadway. Stephanie Ramos takes us behind the scenes tonight.
It's the beloved tale of teenage isolation, friendship, and the struggle to fit in. The Outsiders, the classic young adult novel adapted into a thrilling new Broadway musical. The show's producer, none other than Angelina Jolie.
You and Pony Boy?
The novel also adapted into an iconic film, directed by Francis Ford Coppola in 1983. Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, Matt Dillon.
I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the...
Brody Grant plays Pony Boy Curtis. He's now nominated for a Tony.
My mom gave me the book to read when I was 14. The way the character is speaking is so real. I feel like that's what a lot of people experience when they read it. That's some sunrise.
The heart of the musical is Pony Boy's relationship with best friend Johnny Cade, played by Sky Lakota Lynch. Also nominated for a Tony.
You've talked about growing up mixed race and feeling that sense of never truly belonging to one culture or one group.
Right.
How have you been able to relate to your character, Johnny Cade?
Well, my dad is Native American and my mom is Ethiopian. When I looked at Johnny, I was like, what makes him Johnny? It's that he doesn't really have anybody besides Pony. And I was like, oh my God, that's like me. Outside has been a part of my life for so long, and it's saved me. I hope that the kids just keep taking the message and keep the story alive, and that's why we relate to it so much, is because it's the truth.
Our thanks to Stephanie tonight. A powerful message and incredible young actors. More on Nightline later tonight. I'm David Muir. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.